Welcome to Hacking Gourmet and the Gourmet Smoke Sessions. This is Gourmet Smoke Session number 7. I'm sitting with the Colonel here in Cumming, Georgia. We're going to get into the Colonel a little bit. He's a man of, this is actually, you're a gift in disguise today.
Well, it's a big gift.
I'm running solo here in Cumming, Georgia, no co-hosts, and I walked in, and Tim Clifford, the owner of the Cigar Shoppe in Cumming, Georgia, said, I have got something that's going to be incredible for you. He goes, you know the Colonel? And I said, yes. He said, wait till I tell you some things about him. But we're going to get into it a little bit more with the Colonel here. Cumming, Georgia is just north of Atlanta. If you've not been up here before, I highly recommend it. The Cigar Shoppe, a great collection of wine. Today I'm drinking Piju. This is something they picked out for me. I don't know, you a wine drinker?
No, but you know what's amazing is, Tim, that's his passion.
Yeah.
He has over 4,000 bottles of wine in his shop.
Yeah, it's interesting. The private lounge and the guests that are inside watching here, we're outdoors. There's a beautiful wine cellar in the back. I know I was using a case of Farniente today, which is a nice napkin. I was using it as like a ladder. A full case of Farniente. We're coming to you live in Cumming, Georgia. Highly recommend coming up here. The Colonel and I are about to light up. This is the first time in the planet you can smoke this cigar. We're about to light up the Gourmet Smoke Session number 7 cigar. This is the Dia de Mayo, so this is May Day.
Boy, you're bilingual too.
Yeah, no, impressive, right? So this is from our Reserva Special line. It utilizes a Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper, Dominican binder and filler. And the concept behind this is we took April off just to get caught up in the factory. But the rhyme goes, April showers bring May flowers. So this is the Mayflower cigar, not to be confused with the ship, the Mayflower. But this is the Mayflower cigar, nice medium body. This blend utilizes the same wrapper tobacco that we have on our Andalusian Bull cigar, which was the 2016 Cigar of the Year.
Yes.
But Colonel, this one's for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much,
I got a cutter for you.
Look at that. It's even got the flowers.
It's the Mayflowers, yeah. And I haven't lit the cutter or anything, so you're safe.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's child-proof.
But if anybody here watching the show, we'll talk about the cigar a little bit more as we go on. But I do want to highlight the Cigar Shoppe here in Cumming, Georgia. As you can say, that's the wine cellar on the right-hand side and the Diamond Crown Lounge on the left. Incredible, unmatched wine selection, in my opinion, in beer and spirits. I drank, today I had this thing called a jelly sake.
Isn't that incredible?
It was the coolest thing I've had probably ever.
It doesn't sound cool, but once you get it, the mouthfeel just off the charts.
Yeah, it was awesome. So unique stuff here. If you're ever up in Cumming, Georgia, highly recommend it. Or even if you're in the Atlanta market, just jump over. Tim will probably be joining us at some point in time. He's over my shoulder here, so you'll probably see him. Yeah, he doesn't want to join. Everyone's shy.
You know, Tim is reserved.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But the phone number's right here at the bottom. You can see.
All that brilliance.
There was
so little time.
Amazing. Oh, wow. That's upsetting. Yeah. Well, we got a new microphone today, but pretty much what we were saying, it had a nice taste of fig to it.
Yeah, it's the fig. You know, I highly recommend cigar smokers, if you don't know this already, when you clip your cigar properly, take a dry draw on it, and you get a different and unique richness, and you get some real nice flavor profiles before you even light it. The beauty of a cigar. After the cigar and John Asada. What a play.
So apparently I've been getting a new nickname today. I've been called Carne Asada.
Who would do that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I used to be called Chili con Carne when I was in high school in Spanish class, because there was this Mexican video called Chili con Carne. It was actually Mexican video. I'm not just like generalizing there. It was
all right.
Mexican
Well, thank
video.
you for that.
Yeah, very well. Exactly. But yeah, Carne Asada, I guess, is the name that Tim gave me today.
Yeah, I was a bit shocked, so that's why I introduced you as John Assad. I feel bad about it, but the person who told me that probably doesn't feel bad.
Most likely not, right?
We don't.
So we got audio back. We're going to stay on the screen. For anyone watching, I'm going to pop up here. We do have the grill cam lined up today. You can see that on the side. We're going to put that in picture, and this will be with us the entire day. So if you're cooking the meal along with us, let me switch this over to a better shape here for those viewing along. Anyone that's here with us at the Cigar Shop, just to let you know, there are people joining us online here live that are cooking along today's food package. So what we're going to be eating here, there are people eating and cooking that along with us there. So we're going to get into that package in just a second. Somebody was asking me why I wear my sunglasses during these events. They're prescription. So right now I don't have them on and I can't see. So that's a challenge, but I'm going to put them back on.
I'm going to challenge you one more time. Could I borrow your lighter?
Yeah, absolutely. We're having too much fun here. So let's get a little light jazz going here. We like that music earlier. You like the jazz, right?
I love jazz.
Right. So when I usually play the jazz, this is what happens, Colonel. When I start the jazz music playing, the complaint is usually that the music is now too loud and they can't hear us. So hopefully it's not too loud. But we've got the jazz music playing in the background.
Oh, very nice.
So
I don't know whether to eat or get my teeth drilled.
Well, exactly. It does have a very dental feel to it.
Good.
Dental feel, yeah. So here we go. Let's take a look at the food package here. So today we've got this is the spring barbecue celebration that we've got going on. We're doing a 26-month aged Gouda cheese. We actually just talked about with a gentleman inside. It's called Breamster. It's from a cheesemaker in Holland. So 26-month aged Gouda. So we've got that here. You can see that on the bottom left-hand corner. So we'll be gnawing on that in just a few seconds. We're also doing Iberico baby back pork ribs. So Iberico is a Spanish breed of cow.
Sure.
So these are baby back pork ribs from Iberian cows. Iberian pigs, not Iberian cows.
Well, who cares?
Yeah, yeah. Who cares, right? Iberian pigs. That's where like Jamon Iberico comes from, the really high-end prosciutto. And we're going to be using a Big Daddy's rib rub on that. So we've got that over there. We're going to be doing chicken as well. So we got chicken going on, chicken legs, and we're going to be using the Bachin barbecue sauce from Japan.
Very
So
nice.
Japanese barbecue today. So
you are so multicultural.
That's right.
It's shocking.
we try to spread it around. So we got a unique package. That's all from our friends at meatandbone.com, meatnbone.com. You can jump on there and use the discount code Hacking Gourmet, and they'll give you 10% off your order. And also, this package, if you're interested in this package is available currently on their website. So if you just go on Meat and Bone, type in hacking, it goes right to this package. And actually, you can look at all of the previous 6 sessions packages as well. But that's what we're going to be preparing today. I'm going to start a dialogue with the Colonel, and then we're going to go over to the grill cam here and start cooking. So one thing I haven't done today, which I would recommend, potentially in the future, but the reason I haven't done this is Iberian pork tends to be a little more tender, okay? So naturally, when you buy ribs at the store, pork ribs, you want to parboil them, par-cook them. What that does is helps break down the fat, makes it more tender. I'm going to roll the dice here and say this is pretty damn tender. So we're going to cook this in a tempered cooking method that I use with my steaks, where I do high heat for a short period of time on each side, and then we do some resting. So these ribs are going to take about an hour, 45 minutes at the most. If you're inside watching, you're going to be fed at about 4:15. This show will be over about 4. As soon as we're done here, I'll go inside and serve the food up. All the food's been cooking and all ready to roll. But this tempered cooking method slowly brings the temperature up and allows it to be cooked very evenly throughout and allows you to render the fat down. So that's what we're going to do with the ribs today. I've never done this with ribs. This is the first time, so we'll see how it comes out. In the chicken, we're just going to cook the snot out of it. We're going to rub it up with some of the rib rub that we've got there. The same thing we're going to do with the ribs, and then we're going to toss the chicken in the barbecue sauce, and we're going to toss the ribs in there too. So we're going to have barbecue, American style, but with a little twist with Spanish flair and Japan. So,
well, I'll tell you what, the concept that you've come up with, having been in the industry for 20 plus years, the cooking entertainment industry, if you will, this concept really works, because not only do you have exceptional skills, which you share with your listeners and your viewers, more importantly, you're creating an experience. We're here in Cumming, Georgia at the Cigar Shop. I mean, you do this across the country. So other places will have an opportunity to share the wealth, shall we say. But this cigar is exceptional.
Nice, right?
Very nice.
Well, Colonel, I'm going to get started over here. I'm going to cut us up some cheese here. Tell us a little bit about your background. There's a reason why you're here, not just as a cigar smoker and you live in the area, but you've done something similar to this before when you did it on radio.
Yeah.
So let me get started with the cheese. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Certainly. I did a show for 20 years called Chef and the Fat Man, and I was not the chef. I was the other guy. And basically what we did was we traveled and did a live 2-hour cooking show everywhere from Anaheim, California to the Cigar Shoppe here in Cumming. We did several great shows. We also have been to Israel and Ireland, and even with the passion of cigars, we went down to Nicaragua and actually spent time down there cooking local flavor with local cooks and just doing what you're doing, but you've really taken it to another level with the video. And because you look like you do, video works. I look like I do, so radio works. It's combining the two, you know.
It's funny, you mentioned that. My dad actually was on radio when he was a young lad, and he was a radio DJ at a local radio station in my tiny town of Lincoln, Maine. So he's a radio guy, so he'll appreciate that. He's watched here, so he'll appreciate the fact I got a radio guy on here. What was your favorite episode you did? Now, this was a weekly show, correct?
Yes, and there's several I have to mention. We cooked with one of the greatest chefs in Israel at his restaurant. He's known as the king of seafood in Israel, and that was memorable. Touring Israel and seeing the beautiful sights and walking down the Villa de Rosa. I mean, doing all the things that we got to do. And then Ireland, I'm Irish, and Guinness 250th anniversary. And we had a gentleman that came to sing on our show. He had just been nominated as the male vocalist of the year in Ireland, and 2 days after he was with us, he was receiving the equivalent of their Grammy Award. So that was Nicaragua was also cool because we actually cooked at the host's hacienda in the ground, just like he serves it, and we were cooking all local. So it's been a real treat, and it's been a lot of fun. But this is really something special. I love the way the setup is beautiful. You've got the live grill cam,
and that's where we're at right now. So what's happening over here? I just pulled the ribs out of the packaging and the chicken. And you can see here on the grill cam, I'm going to hit it with a little olive oil, and then we're going to hit it with the rib rub, and then we're going to throw it straight on the grill. So that's what's happening right now. And like I said, the cooking time is going to be we're about 35, 40 minutes now total that we're going to go through on this. The chicken's going to cook up real well. And you'll notice I'm cooking on, I do have a big green egg over here, but I'm going to be cooking on propane. We haven't done propane for a long time, so I'm going to do straight up propane. I've got the grill on medium hot, and here's the this is actually garlic seasoning salt that I had inside. This is not the right packaging. Inside is the Big Daddy's rib rub in the back room. It looks kind of like this. It's not this. So we have that seasoning, so we're going to have them run over and grab that. But while my assistants are grabbing the seasoning, this is the Boshin's Japanese barbecue sauce. That's what we're going to finish it with. But let's try this Gouda cheese.
Might as well.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that you cut the cheese.
So we'll come back to the main screen here.
Wow, cheese is outstanding. A little less creamy than the standard Gouda, but it's just loaded with flavor.
That is really good.
Well, you know, it's all about, in this industry, it's all about sponsorship. Meat and Bone is outstanding. Their website, it should have a warning label, because I saw Wagyu from Japan, top grade. You can get sashimi grade tuna. I mean, the stuff that's on there is just outrageous.
Pardon me, your assistant's here.
Oh, thank you.
Your assistant has brought
This is the rib rub. So Old Town Spice Shop. I call it Big Daddy because they have one there called Big Daddy too. But yeah, the Old Town Spice Shop rib rub. So you can see the grill cam in the bottom right hand corner. I wouldn't guess this was Gouda.
No, it's almost like a it's a drier cheese.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheese aficionado. It's a drier cheese, but it's absolutely flavorful and would go good with any kind of cracker or just straight up on a fromage table.
Yeah, huge. I also, you could this is a hard cheese, obviously, right? But this would be great grated on something.
Oh, absolutely.
That's excellent.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you too, because this concept, while COVID was racking the country and so many people were devastated by it, you came up with this concept, and it really it's grown exponentially. And of course, your relationship with Lido and Inez makes the perfect, great cigars with great food and a personality that's strong enough to carry it on.
Well, there's some unique things of when we started this. I mean, we'd go and do cigar events, and then we'd go and eat after.
Yeah.
And we always ended up having steak, cheese, chicken, barbecue,
yeah,
something like that, because you're on the road traveling and you want to do something nice.
Tough job, right?
Yeah, tough. I was like, why don't we just do it at the same time and have everybody partake in it with us at the same time? So it was really like we're hosting everybody for dinner at the same time. So it was just a natural progression. But I am going to jump up on the grill cam there, and we already hit it with olive oil. We're going to use this very, very liberally. We're going to use a lot of this rub.
Can you say extra conservatively for me? I'm just saying.
Sorry, I wasn't PC for you.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
So we're going to flip this around. You just want to make sure you get all the chicken covered and all the ribs. And Meat and Bone's already cleaned these ribs up for us, so we don't really need to remove much of the skin at all. It's already been removed. If you're buying ribs straight from a butcher shop, you got to have it removed, or sometimes they don't. You got to do it on your own.
That could be a
challenging. It's a pain in the ass. So we're going to throw it on there, chicken and the ribs, and we're going to go about 4 minutes on each side. And we got a big grill here, so we're going to spread it out. We're going to go 4 minutes. So we're going to leave it right on there. This is actually going to be a pretty easy session if you're cooking at home. This is spring. This is the kickoff of spring. I wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to relax. So we're not doing anything crazy that we're to keep an eye on. If we overcook the stuff, it's going to taste great. Chicken and ribs can handle char real well. So we're gonna hopefully get a fire going on over there.
Well, what's been now that you've been doing this for a year, what's been the biggest thing you've learned from your experiences in doing this? I wanted to wait till you were drinking and eating. That way you could have a hard time to talk.
Well, I was pairing the cheese with the wine. So when you do wine pairings with any food, you want to eat a little bit of the food, chew on it, bring a little bit of the wine in, and then chew it with the food at the same time. And then take a breath and breathe through your nose, and it really brings the flavor out. That Gouda was awesome. So if anybody's drinking wine inside, highly recommend that. Take a bite, put some wine in with it, chew it with the food, and then swallow it and take a breath. It's amazing. The biggest thing that I've learned, the one thing I request heavily when I do these events, or the Wi-Fi needs to be screaming fast, because we're doing video production. Mm-hmm. So I'll say this is the one shop where I didn't have to worry about the Wi-Fi. It's the fastest Wi-Fi I've had. The biggest learning thing, though, for me has been the earlier I get set up, the better. Because there's always something that pops up, and they say that all the time. Oh, live television, this and that. Hey, Tim Clifford!
I'm a nobody.
But with live anything, there's always something that pops up. So people are watching me. Like, we were delayed slightly today because I got stuck in traffic going to the grocery store to pick something up last minute. So people are watching me running around. I was running around, and even as prepared as you get, there's always something that pops up last minute. So I say that's the biggest thing for me, is to always be prepared and always have a secondary plan. Like today, there was no host, and now there's you, which is beautiful. And you never know, you might have a job after this, Colonel.
Well, no, I don't think so. They've got a great star, and of course, everywhere you go, every fine cigar shop, the cigar is a star. And LFD, although it doesn't have the longest tradition in the industry, he took the Dominican by storm. They were, the old guard was very protective, but Lido, in his excitement, his enthusiasm, his initiatives, his creativity, warmed them up very quickly. And when the cigar boom hit and went, he survived. very well, and it's a lot to do because really Lito gets it.
And for a lot of people watching, and you mentioned something's really unique, he does get it, and his goal is always just to make the best cigar he could possibly make. That stayed consistent year after year after year. I mean, every time you smoke a DL700, it tastes the same. Sometimes it's hard to get cigars. Like right now, there's a challenge with a lot of our products. The demand's exponentially higher than what we can supply. Production's been limited because of the COVID situation. But he won't settle for just getting something out there. He wants it to be excellent all the time. As much as that may be frustrating from time to time, he's really understood that he'd rather have somebody frustrated they can't get it than frustrated because they don't enjoy it. Because if I give you something you don't like, you're never going to go back to it. So that's a big thing, and that's really what's springboarded him and his wife and this brand over the last 27 years. It's been a really special thing, and it's nice to have that, to be able to stab that standing behind me when I go in to produce food or smoke cigars. You may not enjoy the flavor profile, and I may find some other cigar that you like better in our profile, but you're never going to have an issue with quality. And if it is, we fix it immediately.
Well, look at the even burn, the nice ash. It fig forward on the dry draw. It opens up with some very interesting flavors. And that's the thing that people need to realize. Cigars are an experience.
Absolutely. So we're going back to the grill here. We're getting some good char.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
I don't know what anybody else is going to eat, but that looks like it might fit on my plate. What's your favorite meat to cook and eat? Sometimes they're not the same.
I'm a huge fan of steak. Obviously, red meat's my go-to. My favorite cut of beef is New York strip. I think it's a great combination of fat.
Why do you look at me? You keep looking away when you say fat. You look back at me, then you look away and say fat again. You look. I'm getting a little, just because you're all buff and
So I mean, it's not personal.
Okay, well, thank you.
Sometimes things just are what they are, right?
Exactly right. You can't overstate the obvious.
Exactly. But I think it's the perfect. You have perfect marbling, by the way, just to let you know.
Well, that you're sizing me up. You're going to need a bigger grill. I'm just saying. No, I won't eat an apple for you. I'm not going to do it.
So the New York strip has a nice percentage of marbling to me. I'm a huge fan of ribeyes. It's just real fatty, and there's unique ways to cook it, and I do enjoy that. Tomahawk ribeyes I do a lot of. But I'd say my favorite thing to cook is a bone-in New York strip. Love it. And that's probably my favorite thing to eat, too. The high-end Japanese Wagyu stuff's fantastic. I mean, it's delicacies, but I can't eat that every day. It's
well, you could.
Yeah, you could, but it's funny. The higher-end stuff you eat, the more normal that you end up wanting sometimes. Because if you eat everything and drink everything to excess, or just high-end, crazy, there's only so much enjoyment you can get, right? So for me, when I do A5 Miyazaki beef, it's for a special occasion. When I drink a really high-end bottle of wine, it's for a special occasion. But low grade for me in beef is I don't eat much less than prime.
I'm glad
so I try not to. Yeah,
you know how to slum it. Yeah, prime or nothing. I get it.
Yeah, but I prefer red meat's my go-to. Really enjoy it. Keeping an eye on here. I got 2 more minutes on that side. But yeah, red meat. What about yourself? What did you always enjoy?
To me, a great go-to meal is my ribeye. I love a ribeye because I can relate to the fat, and it's just so the flavors just explode. And even if I'm not in the prime all the time like certain individuals are, but even in the choice, a ribeye can hold its own with the flavor. Now, to the fact that you have to trim it sometimes when you trim it up a little bit, but that's probably my favorite. And pork spares, St. Louis style dry, those are my 2 favorite meats of all.
The thing I love about cooking ribeyes is they're very forgiving. And this cooking technique I use is tempered, where I slowly bring it up, and it's essentially like sous videing, which is it's really cooking it evenly. So it's edge to edge, medium rare, but you can really take your time with a nice thick cut ribeye because the fat renders down and absorbs into the muscle. So I like it. You give ribeyes a lot of heat, and I love fire.
Yes.
So I love char, I love fire. So a ribeye for me is real good.
So would you like some more Boone's Farm, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Would you mind? Tell us about this? Piju? Napa Valley? Peju. Oh, Peju.
Yeah.
Tomato. He
does. Peju, Napa Valley Cabernet. It's actually excellent.
Yes, delicious.
reasonably priced. One of the lower end ones in my cellar here.
You don't have a bad line in there.
Well, Screaming Eagle might be a little bit.
Oh, jeez. What a shameless name dropper. You know,
He won't show his face. But he's gonna drop Screaming Eagle on there.
But all kidding aside, I think the thing that makes the cigar shop, I rate cigar shops because I've been smoking cigars for 15 years. I've traveled around the world. I always try to find a local cigar shop. But what makes this shop so unique is that with his wine ability, that's his passion besides cigars. So he doesn't just drink wine and declare what he thinks.
Women also. I just want to clarify that.
All right. But he goes out to the vineyards and meets the vintners of all the great wineries, so he gets an intimate knowledge of the product. It's really quite unique. And when you have a cigar store, I call it the ultimate compliment you can pay a cigar store is calling it a destination location.
Oh, 100%. I think this certainly is. And the great thing is there's a ton of locals here too, but this is truly a destination. If you come to Atlanta, which this is not Atlanta, this is Cumming.
Right.
Come up here. It's great. I mean, you want to drink wine, hang out. Yeah, I mean,
how about this beautiful patio, the private area, beautiful seating area, world-class pool table. Look at you with.
How about this corn?
Yes.
So this is wild violet corn. For the guests that are inside watching the show, you're going to be eating Iberian pork ribs, barbecue. You're going to be eating barbecue chicken, and you're also going to be eating prime filet mignon. Inside, we won't be having corn, but we also have vegetables too. The two cheeses you have there are the Gouda cheese that we're eating outside here, and there's also a drunken cow's milk cheese in there from Italy. That drunken cow's milk cheese was soaked in red wine. I believe that's about 18 months. But this violet corn is beautiful. So I saw this in the store and I wanted it, so we're going to cook some of this for us outside here.
Very nice.
So we got some of that corn going on here too. I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of olive oil and just throw it straight on there. No salt, no pepper, just olive oil.
Well, what I love is the way you cook, everybody can do it. They don't have to have a culinary degree. You can go to the market, you can buy the things you want. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is that you can really, really simplify cooking and have tremendous food without a lot of time.
Huge. Where did I put those other tongs? Things are going crazy out here, Jax.
You mean to your left?
Yeah, maybe that's where they were.
No, to your left, right there. Aren't they? You just put them on top of it.
Oh, right there? Yeah, probably. I'm losing my mind, Colonel. You're 100% right. The way I try to cook in my style is if you pick good ingredients and cook them right, they're gonna take care of you really well. You don't need tons of spices, tons of herbs, tons of this, especially when it comes to proteins. If you just cook them right, like right now, I'm gonna leave the chicken on the top rung there. That's just kind of absorbing the heat. I got the ribs off the side. Those are gonna sit for about probably 15 to 20 minutes off the side, and then I'm gonna hit it with the barbecue sauce and just give it one more run. Those are pretty much done for us. We got a nice char on it. So another 15 minutes or so on that. The chicken's just going to sit on top. But basic techniques with high quality ingredients and making sure that it's precision cooked. Cooking everything the right way. Like I'll cook a steak for people. Like, oh, this is the best I've ever had. What did you do? I just cooked it properly, and I took the patience with it. And say I had a 2-pound ribeye. Well, I took 2.5 hours to cook it for you. So it's going to be cooked perfect. The fat's going to be rendered. It's going to be absorbing the flavors. That's what's happening off the side is we're letting that rest. It's reabsorbing the flavors. We're not going to cut it right open either. After we hit it one more time, we're going to let it rest and absorb the flavor.
Critical point. You can't say that enough. I don't know how many times I've seen people take a beautiful steak, they take it off the grill and cut it right away, and they watch all the flavor just pour out on the plate.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a science. All that explosion is going on while it's cooking. It's like little nuclear bombs going off inside. And then when you take it off, it's still exploding. But the more you let it set, the explosion's lower and lower and lower, which means the juices are absorbing back into the meat so you get that wonderful flavor. And I love the way you stress that point because it really is critical to great cooking.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really pleasantly surprised with that Gouda. I'm not going to cut too much of it because we have plenty more inside.
I was going to say, we can cut all we want. We don't care about the guys inside.
The unique thing about being on the show as a guest, Colonel, is that you get to eat this food as well as the food inside.
Couldn't have picked a better subject.
Yeah, so we're gonna deliver that stuff inside. I said that'll be pulling up about 4:15ish. So we've got that working inside right now. I've got vegetables in the oven. We're doing a big vegetable medley with corn, zucchini, squash, onions, broccoli. What else I got? Brussels sprouts in there. So there's gonna be a nice side vegetable dish. Enjoying the cheese and cracker station, the fromage station inside there, which is nice. But that's a pretty relaxing day. This is a good show because this is what I wanted this show to be. I wanted this show to be a hangout because this is what you do at the beginning of spring as you get ready for summer. You've got the grill, you've got chicken, you've got barbecue, you've got beverages, you've got cigars.
And we're gonna put the ashtray right.
Yeah, we get the ashtray there.
But look at the way that ash still continues to be firmly on the end of the cigar. That's a well-wrapped cigar with a great draw.
It is very good.
Signature of the LFD line.
Yeah, very smooth. The figs is a great thing you mentioned on the dry draw, though. That figs, and you kind of can still taste a little bit. That's where that sweetness is at the front of your palate.
Yeah, it's really nice. Now, a little bit more about you, because this is the first time we've ever had a chance to meet. I'd heard so much about you. I heard about your show. I heard about all the exciting things you're doing. But to put a quality show together like this and do what you do for your other job is huge. I've got some new viewers that are watching this. Tell us a little bit about your gig.
Well, it's funny when I mentioned today, you and I sat down and started talking that you're going to come on the show, and you said, so like, what do you do with LFD? And I said, I go, well, I was a salesperson for a few years or whatever, and like, oh, you're down here now, and like, well, no, I'm the vice president of sales for the company. And they're like, wait, you're the chef and the vice president of sales, so you're doing the cigar side and the cooking, and as I said, it's what we did kind of anyway, and I'm at an event, I might as well be doing something on top of it along with cigars, and this just was a natural progression, but honestly, it fits perfect with what I'm doing, and it fits perfect with what we do as a company. Lito's got a very big culinary background, so doesn't his sons. Lito Jr. is an excellent cook too. He's in his early 20s, and Tony's become a very good cook, but Lito's borderline chef.
Yeah.
So it was kind of natural what we already did. So it was something that we were known for all individually, and it was like, why wouldn't we just do this together and have everybody come together with it? And I grew up in the restaurant business, and those people that are watching,
you can tell.
Yeah, thank you. And my dad's actually watching here, and it was his restaurant.
My dad, great son. See, the acorn didn't fall too far from the tree, I'm thinking.
But it was just something natural. And they said when the COVID happened, I was stuck in Maine. I say stuck. It was the best place to be stuck. Yeah. It was great.
LA, that's stuck.
Yeah.
Chicago, that's stuck.
Yeah,
Maine, not so much.
Stuck on a several acre property with an in-ground swimming pool. Life was tough. But we just started doing the cooking show. It was called Quarantine Grilling, and the goal was to create something that we could turn into a program that could be done on the road. And my partners on the show are Brian McGee and Fred Rui. Brian's with Crown Head Cigars. And we have a Hacking Gourmet as a plan to do something with them. They're a music-based company, essentially. They're based in Nashville. And we're looking at doing potentially a concert series. We've been talking about it for a while, but things just getting back to normal in terms of availability and production. Everybody's heads are cut off, running around like chickens right now in terms of the cigar business. So the first thing that was born was the Gourmet Smoke Sessions at LFD. It was easy for me to pull that off because I was at the top with Lito and Annette's making decisions on what we were going to do with each month has a different cigar. So, for example, we do have another session coming up, and our next session is going to be on May 25th, and this is with our friends in, May 24th. This is actually with our friends in Long Island, New York, Tobacco Plaza. We'll be doing that. We're actually releasing a special cigar for that called the Long Island Iced Tea. Very similar to this, only a Long Island Iced Tea. But that'll be a full-body blend, fit for a big steak dinner. But that'll be live on May 24th, that Monday, May 24th. And then we're doing a dinner with them on May 25th. So the cool thing about that one is I won't be cooking. I'll just be doing this on May 24th. So we'll just be sitting here doing this. On May 25th, I'll be cooking at a meeting hall. But that session will be live May 24th, right here on Hacking Gourmet and La Flor Dominicana. So you can get that there. But that will more information to come on that going forward. And if you're interested in jumping on there, you can jump on hackinggourmet.com. You can tap on and click on the Gourmet Smoke Sessions section. That will pop up all of our current gourmet sessions and also give you links to go to meatandbone.com to find our packages for all these events. All the packages are always available, so if you go back to any of our episodes, you can buy any of those packages and use the code Hacking Gourmet at checkout for 10% off. Also, all of our live episodes are on there too. We do live episodes Monday, second and fourth Monday of most every month. Some months we do less. This month we have 2 gourmet sessions, so we'll be doing one less episode. But you can find that at hackinggourmet.com. But what it comes down to at the end of the day is about the cigars. So this is the Gourmet Smoke Session number 7 of 16. And this is the Dia de Mayo, the May Day cigar. Beautiful, nice, smooth, medium-bodied cigar. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. It was interesting because I put together this concept. I put together the business plan essentially for the Gourmet Smoke Sessions. It's about 25 pages long. It breaks down everything. I gave it to one of my friends to look over. He's like, "This is just too much."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, I want it to be very self-explanatory." And anyway, I presented it to Lito and Inez, and they loved it. They're like, "This is great." And I was like, every month we're going to have a different cigar. So the logistics of coordinating, it's crazy.
Oh.
So we're now working 2 or 3 months ahead of time on it rather than...
You have to.
Yeah. And so like our sessions for July, the cigars are already made. August session we're getting ready for now. But yeah, you just have to be coordinated with it. But it was great that they were as open to it. And it's been a huge success for us.
But you know that, once again, and I can't reiterate this enough, Lito has always been on the forefront of encompassing and embracing new ideas that really work. And this food and cigars, for a long time, when we were doing our show, I'd occasionally light one up right in the middle of the show, where there's smoking permitted, of course. Mm-hmm. And it's such a natural. And so for you to come up with the concept, and for Lito and Inez to embrace it as quickly as they did and give such full support, really goes to the character and why the quality of the cigar matches the quality of the food. Meat and Bones provides the equivalent quality in culinary as Lito and Inez do with the...
Another unique thing about getting this started was, all this started about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is when Hacking Gourmet, it was Quarantine Grilling. But we started throwing around ideas, and I started putting ideas down on paper. Mm-hmm. The first people I pitched this to was Meat and Bone. And I was just buying from them online. I was buying some stuff because there was some shortage of beef, and they had some. I didn't realize they're like 2 miles from our offices in Miami. So I hit up one of their owners. There's 3 owners there, but I was talking specifically with Gabriel, and I pitched him the idea, and he goes, "Man, I love it. This is great." And I was explaining. He's like, "No." He goes, "Whatever you want to do." And I was like, "This was great." So I thought it was going to be challenging because I really love them as a meat purveyor. I was like, "I'm going to have to really pitch these guys." And I told him just the basic outline. He's like, "Yeah, we're in. Whatever you want to do." He's like, "We'd love to be a part of it." He's like, "I'm a big cigar smoker. I'm very familiar with LFD and the Gomez family." He goes, "This is a perfect situation to be involved in." And so it's been fun to have them out on the road and have them part of what I'm doing. And what we've done with these Gourmet Smoke Sessions, and they've truly been a good partner. Now, Colonel.
Yes.
It's time to go to the grill cam one more time, and we're going to go over here, and we're going to put on this barbecue sauce, okay?
Oh, great.
So this is a Japanese barbecue sauce. This is not a thick barbecue sauce. If you wanted to thicken it up, you could take some starch, or you could use a flour and thicken it up. I'm just going to throw it on there because I don't really want, the super thick sauce. I really want to enjoy the beef. Sauces were invented by the French because their food was raw. So they had really strong sauces. So the stronger the sauce, if it takes over the food, that means your food sucks. If you're using good ingredients, you want to ensure that you can taste them. So here we go. We've got the original Japanese barbecue sauce. Delicious stuff. We're getting close to the end here. We're gonna get this going. So here we go. We're just gonna take the top off first because it's gonna... Chicken's just sitting up top. We're going to douse this.
See, I like the way you do that. You're not taking a brush and painting it. Just throw it on there, baby. Let it get loose and happy. You brought up a really good point. If you've got to find people who are always asking me questions like, what's the best rub for a steak? Salt and pepper. To me, you have a great piece of meat. You don't need all the complex spices and all the flavor. Salt and pepper, and I use Himalayan pink salt. I find that to be, it's also the healthiest salt you can use. And you throw that on there with some good cracked pepper, and brother, you got yourself, when it's done, you're going to slap your mama. It tastes so good.
Exactly. You know, the funny thing for me is I'm very averse to pepper
Really?
on steak. You know why? Pepper burns, right?
Yes.
So if you put pepper on a steak, same thing with garlic, and I use high heat.
Yes.
So the high heat, you end up getting burnt pepper taste.
Great point.
Now, if you're using a cast iron pan, you can use pepper and things like that. But when I'm using very, very high heat on everything to get a really nice crust on the outside because I'm taking all that time to cook it. So what we have going on here too, by the way, I just have it on low and I shut the top and I put the barbecue sauce over the top. We're going to let it rest for 2 or 3 minutes.
Smell it. I wish you had smell cam. Man, the person who invents smell cam will revolutionize the industry.
Oh, crazy. But yeah, pepper for me, it burns. So I use high heat, so I don't like the burnt pepper taste. So I don't use pepper. I use salt and olive oil. And olive oil has a lower smoke point than other types of oil, like grapeseed oil. But I just like the flavor of olive oil. So I try to be careful to make sure it doesn't get too hot, and I don't put too much on there. Because burnt olive oil also tastes. Burnt just doesn't necessarily taste good. Char does.
Yes.
Burnt doesn't.
Well, you know, another great point you bring up is that for someone who's cooking on high heat, the pepper, you're right, it can char and kind of funk it a little bit. I have always been around a 350 to 375, 3.5 to 4 minutes to the inch, and I feel it. You get that touch, and you know when it's ready. And I temp constantly. So for there, pepper does work. But in your case, since you've already, in essence, sous vide the meat, it's already perfect. All you're doing is adding the final.
Well, it's funny. My tempered cooking technique. So I am using sous vide in the back. That's just allowing me to cook for a larger group of people for a quicker moment in time. The chicken is going to get charred out here. I am going to char that chicken, and I am going to char the ribs. So what's going to happen inside? We're going to be done, wrapped up here in about 5 minutes. I'll bring out the beef, I'll bring out the chicken, I'll bring out the ribs outside here, and we are going to get some char on it because I got to get the rib rub on it. But the beef, I'm using something really unique for the beef. I'm using the Fogo charcoal rub. I got this charcoal rub.
Oh, okay.
It's got garlic, onion powder, salt, peppers, delicious. We're not going to char that beef at all. Wait till you see the color of this stuff. It comes out black. It's beautiful and perfectly cooked inside. But my tempered cooking technique here, like none of this was sous vide. And when I do my steaks, I temper cook it like I would with sous vide, only on fire. So it'll get 2 or 3 minutes on each side to start, and then it goes maybe a minute, and then it rests for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'll do that multiple times. So it's a really unique process, and you get the same results, but you just really get to break the fat down differently, and it really provides a different texture, and you get that great crust on the outside. But let's open this up.
All right.
So see where we're at.
Can't wait.
Let's go grill cam real quick one more time here. Everybody inside's getting hungry. As I said, we're doing just straight propane today. You can see the ribs there, I think, right?
Very
They're
well.
looking good. We got the corn on top.
Isn't this, I mean, for a cigar shop, what we talked about earlier, what a unique place we have here in Cumming at the cigar shop. Because look, you've got a propane, you've got the #1 ceramic cooker in the world, the Big Green Egg. You got all these things together that customers can come here and enjoy this kind of food, but also they can come if they want to have some friends that want to come together and have some great wine and cigars. They can come and cook out here. This is a very unique situation.
Beyond, I'll say this has been one of the easier sessions for me, and I didn't have to worry as much because I knew everything I needed was here and more.
He keeps a kitchen in the back.
Yeah.
My God, when I came here and asked him if we could do our show here, he goes, "Yeah, what do you need?" I went in the back and I said, "Man, he's got a full kitchen." I mean, it's really, really unique with the wines, the cigars, and he's got over 1,000 facings of cigars. And he has cigars. He's also a TAA member, which elevates him into a very unique group of stores. There's like 75 groups of stores that only in this organization. And you guys are very proud members of the TAA. You're always providing TAA cigars and everything else. But it's really incredible to put the TAA with the culinary, with the wine, with the beer, and then over 1,000 facings of great cigars.
Absolutely. All right, we got some great charred ribs here.
Oh man.
Oh, we lost one.
Uh-oh.
It's all right, we'll still eat it.
Hey, 60-second rule.
Turtle, I think that one's long gone though.
Well,
There's a little bit of barbecue.
oh, I love it, baby. There you go. Wish you all could be here.
Got some chives. Whoop. Just for some garnish. So there you go. We've got the Iberico baby back ribs.
Raise it up a little bit. There you are, right there. Perfect.
We've got the chicken barbecue. This is all Japanese barbecue. And then we use the Old Town Spice rib rub here. Beautiful rib rub. So Colonel and I are going to switch back over. We're going to try this. I'm going to get this grill briefly set up here to be serviced here because we're going to quickly switch this over and start feeding the people inside.
Sounds like a great idea. They get a little restless.
Well,
I apologize for that.
It's even harder when we start taking a bite of this stuff because they're going to have to watch us eat this before they get to. So, Colonel, here's a napkin for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Let's flip back over to the front.
I'll take one for the team.
It's tough, right? You've had a tough job today.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, man.
We got the Gouda here. Let me get a picture of this. This will make Meat and Bone happy.
Once again, meat and bone. Wow.
All right, so here we go.
There we go. I want you with a bone. I want you with a bone, baby. I want to get that.
Gentlemen, some Gouda. Is it Gouda? It's Gouda. Very Gouda. Very, very Gouda. All right, so here we go. I'm going to try this rib first.
All right. Oh, yeah, baby. That's the way it should be right there. Look at that smile. Oh, priceless. And you know, ribs are a lot like cigars.
Mm-hmm.
It's personal preference. Like, I come from a school where those ribs are perfect because I want tension on the bone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to put the thing in and rip it out. And both are fine. Both are great. But it's how you choose. Oh, man.
That sauce is excellent. The only neat thing with that is there's a little bit of skin there. The meat's super tender.
It's incredible.
There's not a ton of meat on each of these because these are baby backs, so they're small. It is tender. Once you get the meat, it's very tender. This chicken's out of control. Wow.
So you do your goal is to do one of these a month for the whole year?
Yeah, we've got 2 in May because we took off April.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 1 in June. We're going to be doing 2 in July. One of them is a separate session for the 4th of July. We'll be doing a fireworks extravaganza.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And then we're doing one every month until December. And in February of 2022, will be our grand finale show. We're going to take out January, and then we're going to do a big grand finale. It's going to be good.
Yeah, now you talked me into the chicken now.
Mm-hmm. Hot.
I would have stuck on the ribs, but...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
That's out of control.
And you know, this you can do at home.
Easily. Yeah, I mean, we encourage it. I mean, if we didn't have to set up all this stuff, we would have just sat here and had the cigar and hung out and doing what we're doing right now. I mean, it wasn't very challenging. But it came out good. I highly recommend char. Char makes a big difference on it. I'm going to make sure, as I said, when we go back in, people watching the show, give me 20 minutes on inside. We'll be serving at 4:30 because I really want to make sure I get a char on it like I did with this because that's going to make all the difference in the world. But, man, I'm going to eat one more of these ribs.
You know, that sauce is off the chain.
Great, isn't it?
Oh.
You're making everyone hungry that's inside, just saying.
Hey, yeah, we warned them. We worked hard for this, Colonel.
I've been busting it all afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Colonel and I are going to continue to eat here for a bit. The cooking's about to begin inside. Food will be served by 4:30. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the cheeses inside.
Hold on a second. So,
Tim's in the house.
so did the Colonel tell you what his name was on his last cooking show?
I think he's alluded to it a few times, but you had a name on your... What was your show called?
Chef and the Fat Man, and I was not the chef.
You're not actually that. You're not.
Well, I was a year ago. I was 260.
Oh.
Now I'm down to 218. But who's counting?
Guys, I'm Tim. I own the shop. Just wanted to say thank you for watching, and hopefully you were cooking along with. And I hope the food's good because we've been waiting for it for a long time.
And he's going to have to wait a little
Cheers.
longer while we eat.
And he's going to have to wait a little longer. But no, we thank everybody for coming on the show. As he said, you can jump on hackinggourmet.com. Down below is the phone number, 770-888-9396. That'll get you lined up with the cigar shop here if you want to pick up the package for that. If you'd like to go on, you can go to meatandbone.com. Grab today's food package. It's already set up for you. It comes in temperature-controlled containers, so you're good to go. Send that package. Use the code HackingGourmet. They'll give you 10% off. Once you can grab anything else you want there, too. As I said, our next session will be on May 24th in Long Island, New York. We released the Long Island Iced Tea, and we'll be doing a New York surf and turf up there. So that'll be an evening under the stars and be a great evening there. But until then, Colonel, this has been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much.
What an exciting adventure we had here today.
I promise the viewers on here, we will see the Colonel again. I will make sure we see the Colonel again. Somehow, we'll get him on here.
I have a Speedo.
Maybe we won't see the Colonel on here again.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And you have created something that everyone can learn from. Thanks to Lito and Inez for giving us this opportunity, for the big cheese to come down here and cook for us. And more importantly, thanks to Tim Clifford, the Cigar Shop, because he's not a guy who's going to do a lot of events, but every event is memorable. And that's what's important.
100%.
John, what a pleasure.
Pleasure, absolutely. Thank
All
you so
right.
much. We'll
Take
see you
care,
next
brother.
time, May 24th, Hacking Gourmet and the Florida Dominicana Gourmet Smoke Sessions. Hope your food came out great. We're making a mess of ourselves over here, as you can tell. But we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Kentucky Derby tonight. And thank you, Tim, for hosting us this evening. It's been a great time. We're going to enjoy the rest of the night here. So 4:30, the food's going down. I'll see you all inside in just a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.